Hello and welcome to Good or Bad. So have you ever been a Samaritan before? Well, he has, but he's a naughty Samaritan. It's Bad Samaritan! This film was directed by Dean Devlin and released in 2018. It stars popular misfit Robert Sheehan as our dashingly south of good Samaritan, and Doc 10 David Tennant as our baddie. Ooh, he's a mean one in this. He's meaner than Mr. Mean Man McMeany, winner of last year's Mr. Mean Man competition. Still that from Blackadder. So what's it all about then? Well, Sean here and his friend Derek work nights as valets for an important restaurant. But you see, when they see a good mark, they take their car and use their sat-nav to find their home. And quite by chance, they always seem to have a fob that remotely opens the garage, and there are no other security measures in place to stop them from accessing the rest of their home. It's all very secure, isn't it? And then, once they're in their home, they burglarise them. Personally, I think this plan is really dumb. Dumber than Dumb McDumbface. I'll stop doing that now. Because so much could go wrong. They know nothing about the people or house that they are robbing. I mean, they have no idea whether there's someone in the home or not. I mean, they take a guess by saying, look, it's a full family out for dinner, so that means the house is empty, but they don't know for sure. All it would take is one person in that home to see them. Hell, not even someone in that home, just a neighbour or a friend, and then that's it. They're screwed. So it's a dumbass plan. As made evident by Derek being laughably chased around by a family pooch. But it all goes to shit when Mr. Tennant turns up. He plays someone called Cale, who introduces himself as a rude rich businessman with next to no patience. So, because of his rude manners, Sean thinks he deserves a comeuppance. And again, without knowing anything about who could be home or security cameras in place, he goes to his house. But while robbing his place, he discovers Cale's deeply dark and disturbing secret. His favourite Doctor Who episode was the Absorbaloth one. Now, everyone hates that one, the episode is scum. But his secret is in fact a woman. Beaten, bound and gagged in his office. Was mentioning that it's in his office really necessary? I mean, for me, that's the shocking one. Beaten, bound and gagged, that's fine. But in his office? He's a monster! So basically, Sean tries to free her, but can't easily do it. So he goes to find some tools to help break her free, but then he finds Cale's murder room and freaks out. So he runs away and leaves her. A dashing hero if I've ever seen one. But he then sincerely regrets it and spends the rest of the movie trying to save her. And it's pretty much a cat and mouse game from here on. Because Cale knows that Sean broke in, and Sean knows Cale's secret. Only he can't prove it because Cale is a smarty pants. And as for Cale's motivations, we never really find out too much about Cale in this film, so it preserves a lot of mystery around him. But he is always talking about correcting people. So I don't know whether it's kind of a jigsaw deal where he puts them through a horrible ordeal in the aim of bettering them. Because beyond doing nasty things to this woman and Sean, all he says is, I will correct you. But we never see the correction. Maybe he just uses that as an excuse to torture and kill people. So I do have to say, the fact that his motivations were not all that clear is a flaw of this movie. But what it does do well is the build-up of suspense and the creepy stalker scenes. There are also some scenes that feel accidentally funny, like in a slapstick way. I mean, just look at Cale getting twatted in the face in the final act. How is this not funny? But then, there are these other moments, like where Cale attacks Sean's girlfriend, and it's brutal. I must say though, the acting is pretty decent in this film. I mean, they are all stereotypes. The creepy overacting villain and the flawed hero. Now, I'm going to keep this video nice and short, as you can probably tell by the running time. I mean, I don't know what the running time is, because, well, It's not a video yet for me, I'm just rambling in front of a camera. But yes, anyway, nice and short. I'm not going to spoil the ending, even though it is a fairly predictable one. But what I will say is that on a rainy night, if you've not got much to do, it is worth a watch. It's by no means amazing or groundbreaking, it's just decent. I rarely do it, but if I was to give this a numerical rating out of 10, I'd probably give it a 5. You know, it's not especially good, it's not especially bad, it's just okay. Just slap bang in the middle. Worth a watch if it's pissing it down and you've not got much else to do. Yep, that should be the definition of a 5 out of 10. It's got a nice cast, the pacing is good, and it doesn't overstay its welcome, but it doesn't explore the villain enough. And ultimately, I will probably forget this film exists shortly after the review. You have been watching Good or Bad, and I will see you next time. Was the hand a bit much there? I thought it was. Yeah, bye.